All right, let's get into cannabis part 2 and the takeover of an industry with the scheduling from 1 to 3 and the pharmaceutical lab coats and the white angelic garden, the hanging gardens of Babylon, and whatever else lining up. But with cannabis, there's some things have been shown as far as the propaganda machine, the high times. And we've seen gardens and grows and such change and transition, and we've seen bat guano used to be a staple, and then bat guano back in the day got to be scarce, and as it got to be scarce, that's also tied to the scar and that Lion King and those types of things, as this matrix branches out. But as the bat guano, that cave and whatever, and that's when the medical and these things came out the first time, and this is when the millennium and the 2000s and whatever came out. So as all this thing is overlaid in our reality, those of us who got the bat guano infusion, in a manner of speaking, those beasters, that BC bud, those types of things, we got those kinds of information in a way. And you're getting information, whether it be from the grower putting it into it, the facility putting it into it, the guano being put into it, the water, all of these things, because cannabis is it's the tree of knowledge and these things, and it's an antigen plant. It fixes whatever's wrong with you, but it absorbs all this information into it. And as it absorbs this information, it cleans the ground you plant with and whatever. And this is where we see hemp being established this one way in Texas, that they're doing things and different things with the grows, but to where like cannabis needs to be grown locally and on a small farm, small scale, to get those cures proper and those terpenes proper. And the industrial weed or the hemp or whatever, it doesn't matter. So this is where like your warehouse weed and whatever, you might be able to hit it 1 time or 2 times or whatever kind of thing, but you're not going to be able to hit it often. But this is also where we're in a crossover period, because now we see farms where they have living bed systems, and the living bed systems support the crop the whole time from start to finish. Okay, and we don't have the inputs or systems that we're using where we're using the bottle fed system. So this is kind of where it's important to know your farms, if they're growing in the ground or if they're growing indoors. How are they growing indoors? With the indoor, what kind of soil are they using? Amendments from a bag? Are they using worms? Are they using Jadam or the J atom, that begotten son, the atom? Fertilization methods where you're taking inputs from out there of natural things you see. Oh, well, this plant doesn't get the spots or whatever, or doesn't get the ants on, or doesn't get the aphids or whatever, so I'm going to take this plant and make this, that, and the other and spray it on my plant, like when you make a tobacco spray or a pokeweed spray or whatever that kills aphids naturally, that when you smoke it, it's not going to affect you. Okay, so the neem oil. The neem oil is being sprayed on these plants, and that's being told as this nerve agent. This nerve agent is making people like this or whatever. And if you've been around the block, you'll notice that there's a lot of people now where I can't smoke weed, or I can't smoke the good stuff or whatever. It just makes me too paranoid or whatever kind of thing. So first off, the people, they don't know how to be high. Cannabis is actually a plant where you have to be taught to be high, okay? Otherwise, it may have a tendency to bring it low and stoned. And this is where you can see people smoke the same plant, and some of them get energized and ready to go and blah, 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 whatever kind of thing. And then the other people are, what the fuck happened to you? All right? Either way, so it's just this cannabis plant and the healing of nations and the genetics and how every single seed is different, and you have so many trillions of seeds being developed every year on these plants, and they're being grown and harvested and hunted, and all this is plant used to go for this much money, and it still has retained its value as far as like it's always this for so many years, and the dime bag and whatever else kind of thing that we've shown in this reality, right? So it's like and it's got the diamonds on it in a way. So this is where your medical weed and your money growing on trees and all these things can be working in a different way as far as your pharmaceutical industry and your insurance, and the weed being $8,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a pound, $100,000 a pound. We've seen clones going for $10,000, $20,000. So this is where that genetic rift and that genesis and all those things are coming. And those of us who have been seed breeders and all those things are just kind of hoping and waiting for this kind of day to happen as we've been birthed into this culture with the high times and those things. And now this tree has dropped seeds onto the earth in a matter of speaking, and we've been growing up, and some of us are those 4 and 20 elders in a way, and we're sprouting up the leaves and the trees and the fruits and all these things for this new earth as we have gathered up a collection of microorganisms in a way, and parasites and fungi and things to rebuild our soil system, our third temple, and either way, man, these are great, amazing times, and America is being birthed, and the healing of nations is here, and we have to remember that THC, this cannabis plant, helps brain injuries, and everybody right now has some type of brain injury as we are living in a post-traumatic stress syndrome, fucked up reality, and basically all of our parents or the people under that old system are under some type of pharmaceutical MK Ultra system, and the cannabis plant is a deprogramming plant that we're told, and it helps you, and well, when you partake in it, it helps you think about these things. That's where people get paranoid, because like they start getting their own keys back, and they start unlocking the doors, and they start realizing like, hey man, it's not what it is. And this is where you realize you're fucking China and everything's upside down. But you know, when you partake in this cannabis or hash, you can feel when you first going into it, right? You can feel these waves coming upon you. And you may have to lay down on that floor, or it may take weeks, transposing to years, as the things in your head cycling through. Is it? Am I going to be tested on that Vance, the NKJV, the James Vance, the the frogs that ribbit, the ribbon, nucleic acid, ribbons at the ponds, flowing through your body. Feel them moving up and down. You're breathing in, breathing out of that kitchen sink. It's all coming. It's here now. You can hear it. It's the jingle bells, the silver bells, the silverback gorilla trumpet's doing. The cannabis. The army of darkness rising up. It's all here. You're going to meet your Lord in the clouds. There's been the eye cloud put upon the earth. Okay? So, the epiphany, the pipe fan, that little busy rip is coming on the old 119 day. We got a little double reflectors going. Okay? Either way. That little munch cheese, and that Famunda cheese. Alright, near the old Anus, the Anusum, or the Uranus, or the analysis of the system. Well, I never raped her, I just banged her in the butt. It's hamburger buns and the hot dog. Fletcher's hot dog. My sister, one time, she worked at the food court at the hot dog place, but she's opening up that can of cheese. She cut her wrist on that can. She got blood all over that cheese, inside the cheese and all that kind of shit or whatever, right? It's a good day at the Fletcher's or whatever it's called back in the day. Those cans of whoop-ass are coming, okay? And the woo pass. Ooh. Either way, folks, willing to hear because we can just go on and on tying in fun bits of reality. Hopefully, to help you understand with parables and allegories and metaphors and the allegories. Those are coming soon enough. All right, we got that Ma'am Danny, that Antichrist session, lining up with that Black Adam and the Black Madison squared garden, and that squared is coming up to that. Where's the beef for the hamburger Sunday? And this is all important because when you get that cannabis and you don't have control of your spirit, right? Or you're like out of balance, right? Your body's just like looking for some vitamins and minerals and nutrients and shit, right? You just get the munchies. Once you get certain elevation, you don't get the munchies. Or you gotta smoke the right shit, because not all of them give you the munchies. Some of them give you munchies. Some of them will make you eat your fucking Canada. And some of them will give you that high energy buzz where you just want to go and go and go, and you don't want any fucking food. Right? It's an amazing plant, and if you don't partake, you're fucking missing out on one of the greatest creations that God has created. And every single plant and all these things hit you differently, and some hit you good, some hit you bad, some hit you great, some man. You gotta get elevated. You gotta get on that mountain. Are you with me? Either way, man, let's get to that high place again with that Jesus, as he is the Most High. And that cannabis helps you find that truth, to where sometimes you just may not want to do shit that everyone else is doing. You may just want to do your own fucking thing. All right? Be your own light, be your own sun. You don't be nobody's moon bitch. Okay? And then eventually, you will see who this, that, and the other is, and who revolves around who, and evolves around who, and you may just have to change your world, or your heaven and earth, and whatnot. Change your friends, change your family, change your whatever's going on in you. All right? And remember, Jesus said, do this, that. Well, I've done all of it. Okay, do this then. Well, I know I ain't doing that. Okay, well, can't help you. 7 lights on the candlesticks you got to overcome. In the Church of Amen, hold them all together. Your hand. As he shoves the candlestick up your ass, especially when you turn 50. Oh, you got a polyp. A polyp. Paul. Oh, you chopped the head of Jesus. The truth. Oh, you're not fucking straight anymore. That's what it is. You've had a man's, or whatever, fingers up your ass. And technically that's gay. Combined with you watching porn, mixed with a guy's dick, banging a chick's tipusa. Okay? That makes you extra gay. Alright? So, the gay is the GA. And you're all wadded up. And that George Washington, that Georgie Washington. And you're in Georgie now. As that Sophie Raines is coming down to rain some second comings all over you, as the Dons here. And those Don's nuts and those glazed lips and that whole milk and shit are lining up. Okay? And those Red Wings. You got your Red Wings on? Did you put your Red Wings on your gold high topsy soldier? Huh? I sure hope you did. Because Fire Marshal Bill is here. And the Bill Clinton and the Hillary Clinton, the Jack and Jill went up the hill. It's all here as you're on that Peking debt. Well, I ran that critical race. Fags. I mean, fight. For the gay ones. The gay walls. T-Rumps. That Don Key, that ass grabber. Grab him in the T-Pusa. Oh, folks. We shall end it here for the dojo.